Gran Turismo 7 is adding some insane new cars for free. In this video, I'm going to let you know all about them. One of them is really controversial in the racing world, by the way. And the other two, I think they're controversial in Gran Turismo 7. Now, the first one is from this manufacturer, Aston Martin. I'm going to let Jim Glickenhaus explain why this is such a controversial addition. It is not the GT3 Vantage, it's this, the Aston Martin Valkyrie, which, well, here you go, Jim.
I need to ask you, a lot of people will want me to ask a question about a tweet that came out, I think, last year.
The what?
The tweet that came out last year about real cars on real tracks.
Yeah, you know, the most bizarre thing about the internet is people don't read what you wrote. That had nothing to do with sim racing. It was directed at Aston Martin, who was originally going to enter, did not enter, caused a huge screw up in the rules because of the horsepower changed because of them. We lost our ability to work with Alfa Romeo because their engine could not make enough horsepower. And you know, they were talking about how great their cars, you know, their track day versions were on the track. And my answer to them was, you know, track day only cars don't impress me. Come race in the real race. And someone bizarrely thought that was directed at sim racers. It had nothing to do with sim racers. That's all that was. It was like they were bragging on what an incredible car the Valkyrie was on the track. And I was saying, hey, drive your car from New York to Ensenada, race the Baja 1000 to La Paz, and drive it home. I mean, if a Valkyrie came and tried to race the 24 hours of Le Mans, it would be a disaster.
So there we go, Jim Glickenhaus, one of the most influential men in motorsport, absolutely trashing the Aston Martin Valkyrie. Now, Aston Martin would want you to believe that this is the finest, it's not even a sports car, it's a hybrid hypercar. I think one of the most powerful, naturally aspirated engines ever put into a road car. But I have to say, the way Aston Martin behaved with WEC and LMDH and the regulations was very controversial. So we are going to get to drive the Aston Martin Valkyrie in GT7. Let me know in the comments what you think about this car. Are you excited? Is it massively overrated? Now, I have to say, although they're adding the Aston Martin Valkyrie, I really wish they were adding more up-to-date GT3 racing cars, maybe the GTEs as well, but especially the GT3s. You can see here, I'm in an Aston Martin 177, which is absolutely atrocious. Like, if I was in the market for an Aston Martin, which I'm not, but if I was, the experience of driving this in GT7 would absolutely put me off. It handles terribly. I had to upgrade it here to try and get it into GT3 spec to race with other GT3 race cars. But you can see a lot of the cars for racing here, I get the Super to exception. A lot of the cars for racing are really old, or they're fake cars. See the VW, that's a fake car. The Ford GT, that's really old as well. So I want to see more GT3 cars. Now, they are running two other cars in this update, Gran Turismo 7. One of this is this. It's iconically a Subaru WRX road car variant. You can see here, this is a fake GT3. They're also adding the Lancer, another Lancer. Now, my opinion on this is a little bit controversial. I am starting to think that Gran Turismo basically had all these other variants of Skylines, Lancers, WRXs, whatever else, already at launch. And they're now sort of drip feeding them in the updates to make us feel like, oh, we're getting nice free updates. But I can only imagine there's going to be such small differences between the different variations of Evos and Lancers and whatnot that they're not really new cars, are they? They're not really new cars. I want to see Gran Turismo 7 adding actual, proper, new, and when I say new, I mean recent cars. Because that's what Gran Turismo 7 should be about. It should be about the pinnacle of racing in the current day. I want to be racing GT3s. I want to be racing hypercars. Only having one hypercar is, for me, not really good enough. I mean, GT7 could be a real ACC competitor, like an authentic one, if it had an updated roster of GT3 vehicles. So that's my thoughts on the update. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.